This week we're learning a little bit about how landforms change over time. And we now know that happens with erosion. So when I think about erosion, I think about two things that cause the most erosion. Water and wind. So I thought we would read another folk tale called Why Wind and Water Fight. So these are fun. We read a lot of good science books, but I like these books because they tell beautiful stories about how these things could have come to be, and stories that are told down over time and time and time. So let's see why wind and water fight. Here they are. Can you tell which one is wind? Of course you can. Boy, she looks quite angry. Clouds and lightning bolts. And how about water? She is splashing up a mighty fierce wave. Let's see why. Have you seen wind and water pitch a fit? Wind howls at water. Water spits at wind. One thing leads to another. Then, they start throwing things out of pure meanness. But this wasn't always so. Oh no. In the old days, in the old days, when wind felt dry, water offered her a drink. When water overflowed her banks, wind helped carry her back. Wind whispered sweetly to water, and water bubbled softly to wind, until their grandchildren came along. They were the best of friends. My grandchildren are such a pleasure, Wind was fond of saying. I've so many and none of them alike. I've got grandchildren who cry and grandchildren who sing. I've got grandchildren who scream and grandchildren who whisper. Some of my grandbabies race round and round in circles. And good gracious, water, some are so still, I hardly know they're there. My grandchildren. Aye, water shouted, startling wind. Water knew wind could go on bragging forever because she didn't need to stop for a breath. There's all her grandchildren. Think of the different things wind can do, huh? She said. They can go round and round in circles. They sing, they cry, they whisper. They stay still. Wind can do all those things, huh? So there's her grandbabies. Water seems all done with this story. Besides, water knew, let me give you guys the picture. Besides, water knew what her grandchildren looked like. No matter which way she turned, she could see them running or falling or meandering along. Just thinking of her grandbabies made water simmer with contentment. There's all her babies. And what do river babies do, grandbabies? They run along, they fall, they meander. But Wind's grandchildren, they were so rude. They whipped over her without ever, not even once, saying, "Excuse me, Ms. Water." They screamed and danced when she wanted to rest. Water couldn't stand them. Now, Water should have talked with Wind about her grandchildren's manners, but she didn't. Oh no, she just got madder and madder and madder. One day, Wind's grandchildren skirted rudely over Water to get a drink. Water's temper flared. She grabbed Wind's grandchildren, and she wouldn't let go. When Wind saw what had happened, she blew on Water and cried, "Let go of my grandbabies!" But Water held them tight. She holds them tight to this very day. Each time Wind's grandbabies hear her cries, they twist and turn against Water, making white caps as they struggle to get free. Now when you see a howling wind batter an angry sea, you'll understand why Wind and Water fight. That was a fun story. So keep exploring erosion, and every time you see that water start to dig a canyon deeper, maybe you'll picture it as Water's grandbabies. Maybe the raindrops are Water's grandbabies. And when the wind howls through and picks up sand and changes the shape of sand dunes, maybe those are Wind's grandbabies. What a neat story. Thank you guys for listening.